Welcome to another live stream watch long reaction. This afternoon, we are watching and reacting to Pyramids FC versus Auckland City FC, FIFA Intercontinental Cup first round Asian African Pacific Cup playoff. The winner of this game will play Al Ahly Saudi Club in 9 days' time to win to play for the African Asian Pacific Cup, and the winner of that game will go and play the winner of the Cruz Azul CONMEBOL Libertadores champion game in December. Of course, the Derby of the Americas will go first, and then we deal with the second. Then we deal with the Challenger Cup. Starting 11s are as follows for this game. We have in goal Ahmed El Shanawi, the back four of Mohamed Chibi. We have Ahmed Sami. We have Osama Galal. We have Mohamed Hamdi. We have midfield two of Ibrahim Toure. We have Mohamed Lachine. Yes. We have a midfield three of Ahmed Al Sayed. We have Walid El Karti. We have Elwerton. And up top, we have Fiston Maele for Pyramids. For Auckland City FC, in goal, we have Nathan Garrow, the back four of Adam Mitchell, Christian Gray, Michael. That's his brother, Boxall. This is Boxall's brother, not Michael. This is his brother, Boxall. And Adam Bell, the midfield four of Dillon Manicum. We have Gerard Garriga. We have Mario Rich. We have Meyer Bevan playing in midfield. And up top, Jerson Lagos and David Yu. I have a Colombian player on Auckland City. That's crazy. How we doing? Mile High, how we doing, William? How we doing, Dylan? I like it. Pyramids FC is the authentic team of Faroes Tutkinhamen. Teams are walking out, and they're walking out as teams this time. That was a huge win last night. Sounds simply lovely to me. Also, I love the Timbers putting out the log being thrown on the Red Bull. That was simply lovely. Pyramids are wearing... I know. I hope they end up winning, but it sounds like the Steelers' defense is absolutely horrible. Auckland City wearing yellow, and Pyramids FC wearing white and baby blue stripes with navy blue pants. How many blues are you using? Yeah, Bills up 13-0. I'm not surprised. I know the Patriots scored a touchdown on their first drive. I got to watch like 20 minutes of game day morning before I did this. Well, the defense looks better today. Maybe it's getting better. I need the Steelers to win. While I'm at it, we'll keep an eye on the Blue Jays score. Top of the second. Bases empty, no outs. Who started for the Jays? Shane Bieber, all right. Tomorrow, Trey Savage starts for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Tampa Bay Rays. In Tampa, I think, right? Mohammed Obeid Kadim is the VAR referee tonight. Center referee, Bot Mob says, I think they'll show it now. Hadme Adam. Adam is the center ref. I hope they do, frankly. I mean, this team isn't as good as Boca Juniors, and Auckland scored a goal on Boca Juniors, so maybe, and it looks like it's a barely filled stadium. I don't know. Well, good for Corinthians. I'd like to see it. I mean, let's look at it like this, right? Auckland City got better throughout the Club World Cup. Or at least they caught less goals. They got a draw against Boca Juniors, which is a way better team than Pyramids. And this stadium is absolutely empty. So home field advantage is not really a thing. I'm sure it's a lot easier to fly from New Zealand to Egypt than America. So either way, I don't see how this is worse than Bayern Munich. I don't even see how this is as bad as the Benfica game. The question is, I could have just went there. Okay. 6-0. I don't see how this is a 6-0 or a 10-0 game for Auckland City against. I want to see them win. Just, I'm not saying I'm being mean to Pyramids, but this is the easiest team of the four that they've played, and it's still the same squad, give or take, from the Club World Cup. Which, speaking of Auckland City, they will not be in the next Club World Cup because the way they're qualifying teams from OFC to the Club World Cup is that new OFC league, the OFC Club League, and we're off, which Auckland City is not in, which sucks, frankly. I guess they got embarrassed so badly that they got screwed. And I don't know what that changes for the Intercontinental Cup either. Like if that league qualifies to the Intercontinental Cup as well. So this might be Auckland's last Intercontinental Cup as well. Fair enough. But either way. And Boca was pretty much cooked by the time that game restarted anyway, I think. So, I mean, yeah, the context is different. You ain't going to have like a 2-hour rain delay here, right? That is true. I mean, the context of it was like a 2-hour rain delay. Really? Caught, punched, shot, blocked away. And Auckland City almost allowed one a minute in. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes you just got to laugh. Sometimes you just got to laugh. Well, they didn't, but that sucks. Playing forward. Pyramids FC 100% possession through 2 minutes. Headed away. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be pretty. Playing headed away. Now, here's the cool thing about this year's Intercontinental Cup. The second round game isn't 9 days away from this. Last year, we had the playoff in September, this round, and then the African Asian Pacific Cup final, because they're all mini finals leading to a big final. It's the way they like to say this tournament. Was in October, the end of October. This year, this game is today, the African Asian Pacific Cup final, or the second round, the first game of the second round, is 9 days from now, on Tuesday, the 23rd of September. So that's better. That also means that playing forward. playing forward for Pyramids FC. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Then, of course, the CONMEBOL versus Cruz Azul match is December 10th. So we will not see another IC tournament match till December after 9 days from now. You know what, though? Like, I watched the fight. I did watch the fight after the Toronto game was over. Canelo got belt to ass. Like, Terrence Bud Crawford was on his ass. It's a wonder Canelo didn't get knocked down. Now, neither of these guys, they said, in their career have been knocked down in a boxing match. I guess that's how hard it is to knock down Canelo, because Bud Crawford was throwing some shots. He was throwing some shots. I never heard of this guy. He's 38-0. I never heard of this guy, and I like boxing. I never heard of Bud Crawford till last night. Well, it was a good night to find out who the hell he was. 38-0. And he freaking whooped up on Canelo. And I know Canelo's style is punch, rest, punch. And he threw some big shots too, but Bud Crawford went belt to ass on Canelo. Like that, it was never Canelo's night. Like, Canelo, to win that match, you would have had to knock him out. It was getting pretty damn obvious. Like, I'm glad it was a unanimous decision. I would have scored it the way most of those judges scored it. I think Terrence Crawford won 9 of the 12, or I should say 11 of the 12 rounds. I think Canelo only got one of them. I agree with the unofficial scorecard. I think 11 out of 12 rounds, Bud Crawford was won 11 out of 12 of those rounds. So, in my opinion, Canelo got well beaten. The only chance he had to win that match, especially by like round 6, was knock his ass out. And he's never been knocked down either, Bud Crawford. So, and Canelo just don't have that power. So, you mean, did they catch it or did they throw it? I need to hear, did the Steelers catch the ball or were they the ones throwing the ball? 5 minutes in, 0-0. How we doing, Connor? How we doing? They catched it. Okay, good. Inside the 20, good. But I will say, I mean, I have to respect Canelo, though. Canelo, in his press conference after the match, he said that Bud Crawford was better than Floyd. Which, I mean, I don't think Canelo likes Floyd at all. They fought and they don't like each other. I won't lie. I think Canelo may be trying to pull Floyd out of retirement to do a exhibition match. I mean, how many times has Floyd came out of retirement? Let's be real, though. It's like 5. If Floyd gets a good payday, he'll come out of retirement for one match and then sit back down for like 2 years, and then somebody starts running their mouth. Floyd will come out of retirement. Floyd's going to be pissed he got compared to Bud Crawford, and Canelo said, hey, he's better. Dana White would book it because turns out, if you were watching last night, that was a TKO booked show. Dana White booked that show. That was a TKO show. Dana White's getting into boxing. Well, no, he kind of did with Mayweather versus McGregor. But either way, he actually booked the show. So, wouldn't shock me if Dana was like to Canelo, hey, Try to piss off Floyd. Which ain't hard for him to do because I don't think he likes Floyd. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. All I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me if Floyd Mayweather, it starts rumbling he's coming out of retirement to fight Canelo on one of those Netflix TKO boxing shows. Wouldn't shock me. And I'll watch it. I want Floyd to win. Anybody think Tyson Fury versus Bud Crawford might happen? I want to see it. I have no idea. 9 minutes in. Rest in peace to Terry Funk. He thinks he's Terry Funk. Well, I mean, once you start coming out of your retirement to box in your 70s, no, that's Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson's Terry Funk. Mike Tyson's even talking about fighting other matches. Dude damn near died fighting Jake Paul. At least from his own words, he was sick and it didn't go well because he was sick and he wasn't ready, but he still went through with it. Now that's Mike Tyson. God love Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson's Terry Funk. And he still wants to fight. I don't know whether to respect it or be worried for him, really. I don't know. Because dude got well beaten by Jake Paul. Like, Mike Tyson's one of the best boxers of all time, if not the best. The dude got beat by Jake Paul. It's not your time, man. I don't care if you were sick or not. And you shouldn't have went through with it. No. You shouldn't be beaten by Jake Paul if you're Mike fucking Tyson. Pardon my French. You're done. And you want to fight again? He must be really screwed when it comes to money. I agree. Fair enough, but I was looking at the age. Yeah, that was... Watching that match, whoever did that was dumb. I did not know. I gotta say, I didn't go in saying Canelo was gonna win. I was like, why is this? I may have heard about Crawford in passing. I never saw him fight. I never knew how good he was. I'm like, how is this a pay-per-view? Or how is this a big match on Netflix? Oh, I learned quickly. Canelo got sacrificed to the Wolves on national, worldwide television. He didn't even get knocked out and he still got belt to ass. That's crazy. Header. That's crazy. Oh, that's going to happen? I knew I was... Yeah, that's the fight. Oh, God, that's going to... Do I root for Floyd or Mike Tyson? I like Tyson more than Floyd, but it might not end well. The good news for Tyson is Floyd doesn't want to fight. He just wants to hug people. Tyson might... Really, Floyd... Tyson actually might win that one if he's totally healthy. If he's totally healthy, he might actually win that one. The way Floyd fights just would not work well against Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson might knock his ass out. 12-23, 0-0 between both these teams. Mostly, it's been all pyramids, really. It's been all pyramids. No goals yet, but it's been all pyramids. Auckland City is scuffling like a mofo. Scuffling like a mofo. Pepe scored 2 goals. Well, good for him. Oh. Chivas still won. When would Auckland host a game? They will not. If they win this game, they have to go to Saudi Arabia to play Al Ahly Saudi Club. If they beat them, they'll have to go to wherever they host the rest of this tournament to play the winner of the Cruz Azul Libertadores champion game. And then they will not host a game. Auckland would not host a game in this tournament. And if they make it back again, they will not host a game. 13th minute. Touchdown Steelers. Let's go. I don't think it's that easy, though. I don't. Floyd Mayweather. Goal for Pyramids, and it's 1-0. Pyramids FC score. It's 1-0 for the Egyptian club. A goal from El Karti. A goal from El Karti. Well, that's game. How much worse is it going to get for Auckland City? But you knew it was coming. Pyramids have dominated the first 14 minutes. You knew it was coming. Ball played forward. Ball crossed in. El Karti is right there to tap it in on the far post. The goalie had no idea. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting goals. 2-point conversion for the Steelers. Let's go. No chance for the keeper on that one. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting goals, says El Karti. Walid El Karti, the Moroccan attacking midfielder, scores. Fourteenth minute. The Fire lost last night to NYCFC. What do you mean they won? They lost last night. So Walid El Karti scores, and it's the 14th minute, and it's 1-0. I have no idea. I think Flamengo wins Libertadores. Well, good. Good. Portland won. Pyramid's going to beat Al Ahly. Probably not. I don't know. We'll find out in 9 days. I'm a Portland fan because of Rory. Oh, okay. That's fine then. Here's the sad part. Guess what? Toronto FC needed a Fire loss and a Red Bulls draw or loss to stay alive if they won. Guess what happened? The results we needed happened. We still drew. If only Vilsant would have scored, we would have been alive for another week. That pisses me off even more. We should have won that game. We should have won that game against the Revs. And as it stands, if we would have still been alive for another week. Which would have been okay, but 17th minute. See, that's what pisses me off more. We got the results we needed. We just didn't get our result. That sucks even worse. Well, would you rather be eliminated by your own hand? Trust me, we've done enough of that. Either way, 18th minute. 1-0 for Pyramids. I hope they do, but I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. I mean, Cristiano can jump pretty high. Possibly. He possibly could. Cross in. Pyramids, they've been on Auckland City like water on rice, and they still are. They have a 1-0 lead, and this could get worse for them, Auckland, before it gets better. Pyramids is on them like water on rice. I didn't expect this. If it was Al Ali, I would have expected this. Pyramids, turns out they deserve to be here. Turns out they ain't too bad either. Turns out Pyramids ain't too bad either. They ain't no Al Ali, but or Auckland City might just totally suck. I don't. So you're telling me Pyramids would beat Boca Juniors? I don't know about that. Oh, no, Boca Juniors has their problems. But, you know, saved by Garrow, and he almost let it go anyway. But interesting. Nineteenth minute. But if this is Auckland City's last FIFA match, it's ending horribly. It's ending absolutely horribly. But 20th minute. Twentieth minute. Twentieth minute. Yeah, they're going to play in the top four or finish in the top four. Oh. Well, okay, that works. Flamengo have the quality lead they have. It's probably the best going against PSG, giving PSG a great game. Or we could have a Cruz Azul PSG final. That would be nice. Best OFC Professional League wins in the 4-year ranking. Yep. So the OFC Professional League will qualify to the FIFA Intercontinental Cup starting from next year, which will also qualify to the FIFA Club World Cup for the highest ranked champion over the next 2 years. So Auckland City, unless they do end up in this tournament later on, this will be their last FIFA match if they don't pull through a win here. Header. Wouldn't shock me. If it is, we'll probably hear next week that that's the case. I'd prefer, well, no, not yet at least. If Toronto was in the Intercontinental Cup, I would prefer Japan. I would prefer Japan. Punched away. Especially if, well, the only reason they would be there is if the Pirate was called. I would prefer Japan. Japan would be very nice. Japan in December would be very nice. Cross in. Pyramids. Blocked away. And if there was, I'm getting my Ribera jacket. You're out of your mind. I'm going to get my Ribera jacket. Yo, if you're a wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. Ribera Steakhouse, the one the wrestlers go to. The satin jacket. Yeah, I'm getting my jacket. Red and black, maybe. The one with the most red. The satin jacket with the most red. '24th minute. In general, Xabi Alonso. For Toronto, call the Pirate. Neither of them are going to walk through that door. When I say there's only one person that could save Toronto's ass, half the people that I think could wouldn't walk through that door, is my point. So I'm talking about the people who would just walk through that door. There's only one person who could save their ass. Like, yeah, Pepper Xabi Alonso could save Toronto's ass. They ain't walking through that door. But Xabi. I think Pep's kind of similar to Steph Curry. I think Pep Guardiola's definitely made football so much more regimented. I think Pep Guardiola, his tactics have kind of ruined football. Especially when you have to play Man City a lot, you know? If you're a team that has to play Man City, your tactics are basically built around stopping Man City and Liverpool. But especially if you could stop Man City, you could probably stop Liverpool. You know, I guess that's a good thing for your team. If you're a team that, hey, they build your tactics around them trying to stop you, I guess. But let's see where Mississippi State finished the AP poll. Not ranked. Mississippi State, 69 votes. Mississippi State received 69 votes in the AP poll. They needed 106 to make top 25. 26, 27, 28, 29. Mississippi State is the 29th ranked team in the country going into week 4. They're in the top 30. Man, I honestly, I had no expectations at all. Is he the one who plays for Toluca? Hold on. Is this a trick question? Is he the one who plays for Toluca? Then yes, I do. If it's a different Alinho that plays for Toluca, no. It's a trick question, isn't it? 28th minute. 1-0 for Pyramids. I'm surprised they haven't scored again. Notre Dame's down to 24. Hey, Hey, at least he's your best player now. Header! Goal! Goal! Pyramids, but it's offside. A bullet header. A bullet header from my LA is called offside. They could check it, though. It's possible. No, it wasn't my LA's header. It was Hamdi. Hamdi was offside. Yep, that was definitely offside. Because they're Texas. How is Notre Dame 0-2 and still in the top 25? They have 2 losses with a bye week already. So same question. Shot wide. Ohio State's number 1. Penn State, LSU, Miami, Georgia, Oregon, Florida State, Texas, Illinois, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Iowa State. It's the top 12. Oh, Georgia Tech's the ACC. Okay. Auburn's 22. USC's 25. Mississippi State's number 29 in the nation. If they win next week, they might just be ranked over the bar. FIFA Plus. The match is on FIFA Plus for free. All you have to do is go to FIFA Plus. It's up there. You can watch the match. So it's that simple. I mean, I like Notre Dame. I have a soft spot for Notre Dame. And I have a beautiful reason to bandwagon Notre Dame. But them being top 25 at 0-2 with a bye week is wild. And Mississippi State's only 29? They beat a top 15 team and beat the ever-loving shit out of Alcorn. 29? 3-0 and 29? And Notre Dame's top 25 at 0-2? Yeah, Mississippi State better be ranked next week when they beat Northern Illinois. You're out of your mind. Well, that sucks. I guess it must be on local TV. Do you have a VPN? Use VPN and spoof it to be in the USA and then go to FIFAplus.com. Something like that. Penalty? No. Maybe a free kick. 30th minute. That's a penalty. Stop complaining. Let me see. Pyramids, that was their saved shot. It's only 1-0 though, so maybe Auckland City could get some life if they get a penalty. And it's open play. There you go, 1-0. Cross in, saved. It's a wonder it's still 1-0. Pyramids is on their ass. But then again, going from 2-10. Florida State's 7th. Well, okay. Mississippi State going from 2-10 and absolutely hopeless last year to the 29th ranked team in the nation. And 3-0. You know what? You can't ask for anything better. You can't ask for anything better. Oh, we're ranked over Arizona State. They ain't going to get it, sadly. Doesn't seem to me. Oh, by the way, Mississippi State got more votes than Arizona State. Finally. They're going to be ranked next week. If they beat Northern Illinois, they will be ranked top 25. I don't see how not. Especially if they kick Northern Illinois' ass. 30-point win, they got to be ranked top 25 before they play Tennessee. Man. Last year was hell, so I'll take it. Top 29, I'll take it. Well, that wouldn't happen. We weren't last week, though. Probably because we were 2-10 last year. But now we are. After being Alcorn 63-0. Remember Pavia, who choked versus Herediano with Toluca, went to Botafogo won versus PSG, then was sacked, went to Fortaleza, was winless in 5 games. Now rumors that MLS team wants him. Dude don't like sitting on his ass, I'll tell you that much. I wonder who. 20-3 at the half for the Bills. You know, let me be real. It's either them or the Packers. Like, I know I want to see the Steelers go to the Super Bowl. I'm bandwagoning the Steelers. I wish the Patriots would do well. But it's either the Bills or Packers. Like, this year, all I've seen recently, he'd probably be better than Robin Fraser, but would he be better than the Pirate? No. But it's not as bad as Robin Fraser, so it doesn't seem to me like Toronto's going to make that move, because I heard that the social team made a post for full time and people were saying fire Fraser and all that stuff. They deleted that post. I don't know if they're going to make that move. Then again, I've said this team ain't do stupid or smart stuff since Tim Bez was gone. So 1-0 Pyramids. So why would you delete a post where people are saying fire Fraser and stuff like that? Why would you if he ain't getting fired? I wouldn't say that around some Al Ali fans. Oh, they're not here. But, I mean, I have as of now, a good relationship with the Al Ali fans. They love when I talk about their team. So I'd watch it. Maybe they are watching this game as a hate watch and watching my stream. I don't know. I would watch it. I have no dog in this fight, but I would watch it. "36 minute. Orlando Pirates are my African team. It's not the Orlando I'm thinking of, but it would kind of be funny. Two things it's not Orlando, Florida, but it's two things I love. I should just buy an Orlando Pirates jersey as an ironic thing. As an absolutely ironic thing. I really should. I really should. I have love for the city and area of Orlando for reasons, and well, Pirates goes, it's obvious. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, just to be ironic, I should buy that jersey. Well, it's not the Orlando you're thinking about. Yeah, but it's kind of just for ironic. I don't know. Either way. If I were to pick an African club, it would probably be the Sundowns at this point. I mean, after them, basically, really? I mean, yeah, they played well at the Club World Cup, but I still got a bad taste in my mouth with the Malula stuff. They sold us Malula just for him to not do well here and then get loaned out twice and do pretty well on loan. But who we kidding? Malula got to play at the Club World Cup, so who had the last laugh? Him. I like Esperance de Tunis. One player, lol. 39th minute. I'll make the deal for two reasons. One, they'll still find a way to screw up that guarantee if there's any other manager than the Pirate. So I wouldn't have to get the tattoo. If they won the cup, guess who the manager is? That's how they don't screw up the guarantee. I'm fine with getting the tattoo then. It's a win-win scenario. Acting like a guarantee matters down the current road they're going. Acting like that matters. I mean, acting like that matters. So basically, for now, I'm not worried that I have to get a tattoo because they'll still screw it up. But I'll go full Zach Brown, the McLaren team principal, not the singer, if they won the MLS Cup. TFC logo with like a parrot flag on the top where the star should be. So that's my impulsive decision if they won the MLS Cup. The CONCACAF Champions Cup, well, you'll see. Well, there's only one way they're winning that. I got plans. If the dream scenario happened, I have plans. I have plans, don't worry. Fair enough. They aren't winning the MLS Cup next year as far as we know. So, shot save. You mean Cup plus no playoffs for 30 years? As long as the Blue Jays win the World Series this year, I really could care less. Let's not forget the last time the Blue Jays won the World Series, they didn't make the playoffs for 23 years. 22, I should say. So it's not like it's anything different. They did go back to back, but it's not like it's the first time something like that's happened. Because they didn't get to the tournament. Besides, the time the CONCACAF team plays, they can't host a home game because the Libertadores is so late. Oh, it's a tie game between the Blue Jays and Baltimore as we speak, by the way. And bottom of the fourth. 1-1. Oh, it's 3-1, actually. Ernie Clement just doubled and drove in 2 runs. Ha-ha! Yeah. Sweep the Orioles, baby. Ooh. If you had a FIFA Intercontinental Cup, I'd say Toronto. There's only one way they'd be there anyway. Do I have to spell it out for you? Here comes Pyramids. And he's down in the box. Penalty! Wait, no, offside. My bad, he was offside. I thought he was going to call a penalty. No, offside. There's only one way. To do any of that, there's only one way. So you got to add the Club World Cup. Because if we're there, we're going to win it all. Because there's only one way we'd be there in the first place. Do I have to spell it out for you? We'd win all 3. We wouldn't just get to the Intercontinental Cup final. We'd win all 3, and I would hope it's in Japan instead of Saudi Arabia or Qatar. I would hope it's Japan. That'd be nice. Sugoi. 1-0. They're checking some on VAR. Just, I guess a penalty if it's overturned. I mean, he was fouled in the box. He was fouled in the box. I didn't say add MLS Cup. I didn't say add MLS Cup. I said Intercontinental Cup. I really want to see the Blue Jays win the World Series, though. It's too damn fun. I'm having too much fun. Either way, 44th minute, I'm having too much fun. 44th minute. What the? He just let that go. Man, I'd be pissed if I was the coach. Joe Burrow is like, dude, like Joe Burrow, dude, he's such a good quarterback, though. I don't know if I should be complimenting the Cincinnati Bengals, but at least I'm not complimenting the Ravens. I like Joe Burrow. I think he's an amazing quarterback, but the dude legitimately has to do it all himself. The Bengals are a joke of a franchise. Two minutes of stoppage time. The Bengals are a joke of a franchise. It's sad. It's like absolutely sad. Like, Joe Burrow deserves to win a freaking Super Bowl. He should have won one in his first full season. Of course, he got his ACL tear in 2020, but his first full season, he went to the Super Bowl. Burrow got injured. Damn it. Well, that's even worse. Just even more bad luck for him. But the dude is unlucky, I agree. Questionable with a toe injury. Okay, at least it wasn't another ACL tear, but a toe injury, that sucks. Intercontinental Cup for Toronto. I'll take it, 100%, plus the other trophies. Plus the other trophies. Because there's only one way that's realistically going to happen. So, that'll feel really good. 2 minutes in. So. Probably not the way they're playing, but it doesn't matter. They can't play each other. Miami choked to Vancouver, don't you know? Who then got belt to ass by Cruz Azul. Who then took belt to ass from Cruz Azul. Seconds to go. I mean, the Cincinnati Reds at least have won World Series. If you watch Thursday Night Football, you would know that, you young ones. I know it because I love the history of baseball, but Al Michaels talked about it. Back when he was announcing games for the Reds, they, of course, allowed the home team announcers to call the World Series with Curt Gowdy on NBC. The Reds made the World Series. Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion. So at least the Reds have won World Series and made World Series. The Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. They've made a couple of Super Bowls, but they never won one. Halftime, it's 1-0 for Pyramids. Absolutely dominant first half. They should be leading by more. This is an absolute ass kicking, and it's only 1-0. Like, ain't that sad? It's like you're getting your ass completely kicked, and you still are only losing 1-0. Sad. That's interesting. Oh, with that being said, we'll take a short break at half, talk about stats, get this one going. 45 more minutes to go. If Auckland ties this game, I'm going to be shocked. They've had no chance to do it at all. Am I crazy for thinking this Egyptian stadium kind of looks like a CONCACAF stadium? Doesn't this kind of give you Central American Cup vibes? This looks like a Central American stadium. Orioles have won a World Series, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees, Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays have not won the World Series. They've been to a couple, though. That's the problem. The Mariners haven't even made a World Series. Also not won one. At least the Rays have made 2 World Series. Let's see. Tigers, they've won a World Series. Cleveland's won a World Series. Minnesota's won a World Series. White Sox have won a World Series. Don't forget they did that. Royals have won a World Series. They've won 2. Astros, Angels, Rangers. Mariners have not. Who's the other team in the AL West? Athletics. They've won a World Series. There we go. NL Central. The Brewers have not won a World Series. Cubs, Cardinals, Pirates, and Reds. They've all won World Series. Big Red Machine. Mets, Nationals, Marlins, Braves, and Phillies. They've all won World Series. Rockies, they have not won a World Series. So the Mariners aren't the only team, but they're one of a couple who haven't. Dodgers have won a World Series. Giants have won a World Series. Diamondbacks have won a World Series. Padres have not won a World Series. So it's like, what, 5 teams? I think Mariners are the only ones who haven't made it, though. Well, no. No, the Rockies made it. No, yeah, Rocktober, they made it. The Padres have made it. The Rays have made it. The Brewers have made it to a World Series because they played the Cardinals in '82. Yeah, I think the Mariners are the only team who haven't even made a World Series, let alone won one. They have not done either. At least the Rays, Padres, Brewers, and teams who, I think Mariners the only team who hasn't and also not won. Haven't made it and also not won. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. Well, you're back for the stats at the half. Honestly, I agree. The Mariners with Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, A-Rod, Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't win a World Series either. 2001, Ichiro was theirs. Wait. Well, yeah, the 90s Mariners with A-Rod, but Ichiro as well in 2001. Ichiro Suzuki. Like, they didn't win with Ichiro. One of the best rookie seasons ever. MLB-wise rookie season. Let's not beat around the bush. I mean, the dude played an NPB for freaking years. But, you know, Ichiro. Okay, no, that's just their camera. I'm like, did some of my pixels on my TV die? That's just their camera. I was like, you mofos. I had to check. I was worried. It's weird. I gotta say, it's weird. With that being said, stats of the half. 76% possession to 24% possession. 10 shots to 0. 3 shots on goal to 0. We have 365 accurate passes, 92% to 94, 72%. 2 fouls to 3. 5 corners to 0. 10 shots to 0. 3 shots off goal to 0. 3 shots on goal to 0. We have 395 passes to 131. 92% pass accuracy to 72. We have 15 throws to 7, 2 offside to 0, 0 yellow cards, 0, 0 red cards, 0, 1-0 at the half. I'm surprised it's only 1-0. Pyramids are whipping Auckland's ass. It should be 4 or 5-0. Like, Auckland City is lucky that one counterattack will tie this game up. Because that's what they're hoping for, is one counterattack. That's what they're hoping for. Other than that, they're screwed. Oh, damn. The Blue Jays made it 4-1. The bottom of the 5th. George Springer hit a home run. 4-1 Blue Jays. Lovely. 14th minute, El Carti scored. Yep. And this has been a complete ass kicking. It's been a complete ass kicking by Pyramids. This should be so much worse. This should be so much worse. This should be 2, 3, 4, 5-0. Oh, but that's pretty much all I could say. Now we'll answer other comments. Oh, damn. They're 2 of my favorite players. I love both guys. I love both players, I should say. I'm a fan of both as baseball players. I love both. I'm a fan of both. Oh, man. Ricky got on base, but Ricky stole bases. Ichiro hit like a mofo. Like, Ricky always found a way to get on base. Whether it was a walk or a hit, he always found a way to get on base. Ichiro, but he stole those bases. Ichiro, it always seemed like he got a hit. I know that wasn't true because you got to look at his batting average, but it always seemed like Ichiro got a hit. At least got one hit every game. Like, if anybody would get a hit, you'd be like Ichiro. Like, you would bet on Ichiro to get that hit. If he didn't, you would be sad. Pure? Best leadoff hitter that's a pure hitter? Ichiro. Doing the job of what a leadoff hitter should do? Ricky. At least what a classic leadoff hitter should do? Ricky. Ricky did the job of a leadoff hitter perfectly. Ichiro was the best pure hitter to hit from the leadoff spot. There's your difference. I think they're 1A, 1B. But if you wanted somebody to do the job of a leadoff hitter, it's Ricky. If you wanted somebody to get a hit, and let's see what happens after that, Ichiro. Well, you want New Zealand to have Don Garber, have their own Don Garber? Are you an asshole? You should not wish a Don Garber on anybody. Wishing a Don Garber on anybody is an absolute criminal act. You should not wish a Don Garber on anybody. What are you doing? What are you doing? Personally, if I made a lineup and I had a lineup of baseball players, like made my dream lineup, I would pick Ricky to lead off and then Ichiro second. Ricky into Ichiro. And then Ichiro playing center. Ricky might just be the DH. He might. Tony Gwynn. I think I would do, if it was like Diamond Dynasty, I would do Ricky into Ichiro, into Tony Gwynn, to Albert Pujols. Hold on. Got to see where Ricky could play. Tony was left, or Tony was right. Ichiro was center. Ricky was an outfielder. I think he could have played anything, really. Okay, there we go. That's not what I wanted. Left fielder. Okay. Right fielder. Okay, perfect. How we doing? So basically, lead off playing left, Ricky Henderson. And the second half has begun. Pyramids FC leading 1-0, and the second half's begun. Damn, that was a quick halftime. Yes, it does. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. MLS is back, champs. You'll never sing that. Especially you, Seattle. With that being said, if I picked a dream baseball team, left field leading off, Ricky Henderson. Center field, batting second, Ichiro Suzuki. Right field, batting third, Tony Gwynn. Batting fourth, DH, Albert Pujols. Batting fifth, third base, Scott Rowland. Batting sixth, first base, Vladdy Jr. Batting seventh, well, I'm watching on FIFA Plus, but it may not be that way in Egypt. Shortstop, Ozzie Smith. Batting eighth, second baseman. Ooh. Actually, no, we'll leave second baseman for 9. Batting eighth, catcher, Yadier Molina. Second baseman. Batting ninth, Tony Fernandez. We'll go there. Starting pitcher, Roy Halladay. Closer, Jason Isringhausen. Starting five pitchers, Roy Halladay, Max Scherzer, Marcus Stroman, Adam Wainwright, and Nolan Ryan. Bullpen, Jason Isringhausen. No, I wouldn't put Jeff Hoffman there. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not a crazy person. Ken Giles. All knows closer be Jason Isringhausen. I'll throw Joe Biagini in there for the laughs, probably. Other than that, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Marcus Stroman. They should just sign him as a free agent so he can get a ring. He deserves it after 2015. He still deserves it. I don't care. Worst comes to worst. I mean, he can't be worse than Jeff Hoffman in the bullpen. Can't be worse, can he? Can't be worse, can he? I mean, Scott Rowland's completely retired. Albert Pujols never played for the Blue Jays. Scott Rowland did play for the Blue Jays, though. Let's not forget, he did play for the Blue Jays. Also, got us Edwin Encarnacion as well. So, Scott Rowland means more to the Blue Jays than you think. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Cito Gaston. Bobby Cox. By the way, Bobby Cox did manage the Blue Jays for a couple of seasons, by the way. Hell no. John Gibbons. If I chose like a manager to manage my dream baseball team, it would be Cito Gaston, Bobby Cox, or John Gibbons. Tony La Russa would not be 200 feet near that team. That wino. That fraud. That fraud. Bobby Cox? Cito Gaston? Dude, I don't even know if you remember that, but Bobby Cox coached the Blue Jays. He managed the Blue Jays before he ever managed the Braves. He did both. I think 85. Yeah, when the Blue Jays were in the ALCS in 85, Bobby Cox managed the Blue Jays. I bet you didn't know about that. Legend. Should have had more than one World Series, but either way. Tony La Russa is a fraud. It's 14-14. Historically Big Six, LA Galaxy, Seattle. I don't think Toronto's in there. Too many bad years. Columbus. LAFC is too new. If you want to go historically. DC United. I mean, they had a really good run before they went total shit. Red Bull. Probably that's the hardest case to prove. And Sporting Kansas City. Trying to go with teams that had at least a long run. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, name sounds familiar. That's interesting. Over the top, header. Ew, man, that hit the crossbar offside. Huh, interesting. Man, I thought that was going to be a goal. 52nd minute. 9 p.m. Forge plays Vancouver on Tuesday. We'll be live for it. That's our next stream. Our next stream is Forge, Vancouver Forge at 9 p.m. for the Can Champ. You know what? Speaking of baseball, I wonder if that Montreal Expos documentary is going to be on U.S. Netflix. I mean, I know how the Expos died. It's an injustice, by the way. But I like to see the documentary that Netflix put out. Hope it's worldwide on Netflix. Oh, yeah, he played for the Blue Jays. Shawn Green played for the Blue Jays, the early 2000s. Late 90s, early 2000s, before he played for the Mets. He was a Blue Jay. Yeah. He was a solid player. I remember Shawn Green on the Blue Jays. Off the post. Don't pull my card. I remember Shawn Green on the Blue Jays. Before he was a Met, he was on the Blue Jays. Carlos Delgado as well. He was a Blue Jay too. Vlad Sr. played for the Expos. That's why Vladdy Jr. is technically Canadian. Vladdy Jr. was born in Montreal. Vladdy could represent Canada if he wanted to. And with how the WBC works, he could easily just decide to do it. Ask Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman represented the USA in one World Baseball Classic. The next one, he represents Puerto Rico because the U.S. didn't want him. But Vladdy could easily choose to represent Canada. He already represented the Dominican Republic last time. He could easily flip, just like Marcus did. So there's a reason why Vladdy could technically represent Canada. He was born in Montreal. Vladdy Jr. That's his hometown. So, the what ifs. I'm not going to think about those because I'm happy with the way it is right now. Yeah, if the Expos were still around, maybe Vladdy Jr. would be an Expo instead of a Blue Jay. I think that's where you're going, right? But I think it ended. You know what? I think we're in good position. Vladdy Jr. playing in Canada, his home country, where he was born, hitting his first major league home run in Montreal against the St. Louis Cardinals. Spring training, but remember that walk-off? First time he got to wear the number 27 in Montreal in his dad's old stadium, hits a home run to walk off spring training. Man, that was a moment. Iconic. Against the St. Louis Cardinals. Vladdy on Canada. Well, I mean, it could happen. As I said, the World Baseball Classic rules are so soft, he could flip. If he wanted to, he could flip for next year's World Baseball Classic if he wanted to. Shot wide. Like, let's say that the Blue Jays win the World Series. Maybe Vladdy's like, you know what? I already played with the country of my culture. Why not play for the country I was actually born in? He could easily flip. Again, I said, ask Marcus Stroman. He was the World Baseball Classic MVP for the USA in 2017. The next World Baseball Classic in 23, he played for Puerto Rico. He flipped. Because his mother's Puerto Rican, and, well, the USA didn't want him, and he said he wanted to play for Puerto Rico at least once, so. But you could easily, there was no big whatever to swap. All he had to do was say swap. And he did. Now, the good thing for Vladdy is I think internationally, besides that, he's never been capped. So, say Canada makes the Olympics in 28. What does he do there? Oh, wait. Well, no, they said there might be major league players at the 28 Olympics because it's in L.A. I think they will have major leaguers there. Say Canada makes it, though. What does he do then? Come on, Vladdy, do it. I mean, yeah, probably. He didn't want to be there. Well, after 2 years, he didn't want to be there. Probably the fact that Roger Clemens played for the Blue Jays. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's Roy Halladay. No. Dave Stieb. No, actually, no, Dave Stieb. It's Roy Halladay than Dave Stieb. I mean, Roger Clemens being on the Blue Jays is kind of a cool thing, and he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not expecting him to wear a Jays hat on his plaque if he ever got in. It's Roy than Dave Stieb. Has to be. Then, see, the problem with this is there's a lot of pitchers who played for the Blue Jays who Mark Burley played for the Blue Jays. I love Mark Burley. I think he's an amazing pitcher, but his best days were with the Chicago White Sox. And the Blue Jays just scored another run. 5-1 Blue Jays. So it depends. Shot wide, and there was Auckland's counterattack that didn't end up going in. Manicum took the shot and went wide. 5-1 Blue Jays. So it is true that Roger Clemens was a Blue Jay, and he did very well. He won a Cy Young for the Blue Jays, or with the Blue Jays. Yeah, Roger Clemens did win a Cy Young. Yeah, he did too. Yeah, both years he won a Cy Young with the Blue Jays and then got traded. But yeah, that should have been the one. He did. But Dave Stieb, though, like Dave Stieb played his damn near whole career for the Blue Jays except 1 year. He should have had like at least more than one no-hitter for the Jays. At least he got his later on in his career. 91, I think. He got his no-hitter, but it's Roy and Dave Stieb. It's Halladay and Dave Stieb. Has to be. Then maybe Roger Clemens. But then again, like, you have good seasons from pitchers on the Blue Jays. You have Blue Jays pitchers who played for the Blue Jays at some point in their career, but you wouldn't think of them as a Blue Jay. At least Roger Clemens, the 2 years he was there, he won 2 Cy Youngs. I'd say he's third, though. That makes him third. Cleared away. But Dave Stieb, Roy Halladay, Dave Stieb, Roger Clemens. And I think Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame, just to be clear. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. And Mark McGwire should be, too. Sammy Sosa is a little bit more of a borderline case anyway. Like, Roger Clemens would have made the Hall of Fame without steroids. I totally believe that. Barry Bonds would have made the Hall of Fame without steroids. Mark McGwire would have made the Hall of Fame without steroids. Sammy Sosa, I'm not sure. Sammy Sosa, no. I don't think Sammy Sosa would have made the Hall of Fame without steroids. That's where I diverge, in my opinion. I think Barry Bonds would have definitely made it without steroids. He already had a Hall of Fame career before he got on steroids. Same with Roger Clemens. Mark McGwire would have made it without steroids. He probably would have broken the home run record without steroids. He didn't need them. Sammy Sosa did, though. But A-Rod, no, I don't. And they're making him pay too, the voters. I don't think A-Rod would have made it without steroids. No. I think he's more of a Sammy Sosa than Barry Bonds, for sure. But again, it's funny to me. What pisses me off about the steroid era and them not putting steroid players into the Hall of Fame is Bud Selig used the steroid era to save baseball. He allowed it to happen. Once the strike happened, Guess what one of the biggest baseball moments was right after the strike? The Sosa-McGuire home run chase. They're both on steroids. That got people back. The thing that saved baseball was that home run chase. Guess what? Both guys were on steroids, and everybody knew. Martin McGuire was so open about it. He had a bottle of androstenedione in his locker when the freaking press were interviewing him. Everybody knew. And nobody had a problem with it till the Mitchell report came out. So you're telling me Bud Selig used the steroid era to save the game of baseball and then threw everybody under the bus once baseball was saved. I don't like Rob Manfred, but I don't like Selig either. Selig was an underhanded SOB. He used the steroid era to save the game of baseball. The guys who were on steroids proceeded to get named in a report, a congressional report, sanctioned by the MLB. And then the guys who were on steroids don't get to go into the Hall of Fame because reasons. To me, if you're the guys who saved the damn sport, you should be in the Hall of Fame. Besides, when it comes to hitting the ball, you still have to hit the damn ball. Steroids don't make you hit the ball. Maybe farther, but you still got to be able to hit the damn thing. So you're telling me they saved the sport, then you throw them under the bus. Okay, yeah, Cal Ripken's streak also helped bring people back to baseball, but it really was, I think a lot of people came back more when Sammy and McGuire were having the home run chase. So, personally, in my book, if you deserve the Hall of Fame, I don't care if you took steroids, especially if it was the late 90s and the mid 2000s. Now that there's a rule against it, now that there are suspensions, now that there is a drug policy, okay, I could cut the line there. But if there was no rules, it was a Wild West, and they were trying to save the sport, Martin McGuire, he should be in the Hall of Fame. There were no rules against the steroid use. It was no rules. Wild West, so open again, he had a bottle of Andro in his locker when the freaking press were interviewing him. Channel 5, KMOV, KTVI, KDSK, Fox Sports Midwest. There was a bottle, the Post-Dispatch. There was a bottle of Andro in his locker. That open. Should be in the Hall of Fame. There was no rules back then. Roger Clemens. There were no rules back then. There's a reason why he played to 40F and 5. Barry Bonds, the same. He has the home run record. Career. Beat Roger Maris. He's not in the Hall of Fame. There was no rules back then. But he got blackballed because of the Mitchell report. He was also in his mid-40s. I still think he could have won a couple more years, but whatever. 2 subs for Auckland City. Still 1-0. See. Well, that's different. That's not normal. 24-14 Seahawks. Yeah, the Steelers going to lose this game. Shit. Nine for 20 for Aaron Rodgers. Holy Lord. That sucks. Either way. 67th minute. There's my soapbox. Colton Cowser just hit a home run off Louis Varland. 5-2 Blue Jays. They still should be able to hold on, right? No, you can't. No, you can't. Before they were on steroids and after they were on steroids, you can't. No. Let's not forget, Roger Clemens pitched for the Red Sox in the 1986 World Series. Before the steroids. McGuire, the Bash brothers with Jose Canseco of the Oakland Athletics. That might have been steroid fueled, but nobody really knows. Bonds, home run leader, career home run leader. No, you can't. And he was on that track when he was in Pittsburgh playing with his dad. When he was a freaking green bean. No, you can't. Bills up 33 of the fourth. No, you can't. You can't tell the story about baseball without Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and Mark McGwire. No, you can't. Honestly, just look at the baseball documentary made by Ken Burns. When they talked about Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire, they talked about them before the steroid era. As I just told you. It's a really good documentary. It'll take some time, but, you know, if you have MLB Network, just wait till the off season. If you don't, I'm sure it's on something for free that you could stream it on. Ken Burns' baseball. I'm sure you could stream it somewhere. It's an amazing documentary. Hell, I couldn't watch it last offseason because I got YouTube TV, and YouTube TV doesn't have MLB Network or NHL Network for that matter. If I could stream it somewhere, I might just do that. Also, he had a Jackie Robinson documentary that was like a two-parter. Well, scratch that. It's Amazon Prime. Shit. I could just buy the DVDs. There you go. 70th minute. So I don't have Prime Video right now. Shit. I ain't spending $6.99 to watch it. You're out of your mind. At least don't digitally. Maybe I'll buy the DVD set. It's a good documentary series, Ken Burns' baseball. There's a DVD set. I might buy it. I prefer physical media anyway. If I'm going to pay money to watch something, I want the physical media. That's just the way I am. 1-0 for Pyramids. They're still belt to ass in Auckland. Somehow it's only 1-0 though. Honestly, I can't believe it either. That's out for a corner for Pyramids. Auckland had their one big chance. They missed it. Corner. Carlson. Header. He headed it backwards. I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it. Bonds and Clemens were assholes to the riders. That is true. I think that is part of it. Now, what about Mark McGwire? I wouldn't say Mark McGwire was an asshole. Not to the level of Bonds and Clemens, especially Bonds. Like, yes, Bonds and Clemens were assholes to the riders who ended up voting. Yeah, for sure. And maybe they used the steroids as part of a morality play to say, you know what, you were assholes to us, so no. But then why is McGwire getting painted with the same brush? Because I don't think McGwire was anywhere near the amount of an asshole as they were. I may be a little bit biased as a St. Louis fan second. I might be a little bit biased, but I ain't heard the amount of shit that they get for McGwire. McGwire doesn't have nearly the amount of shit that Bonds and Clemens get. Again, maybe I'm a little bit biased. So why are they painting him with the same brush? Maybe they had to. Maybe they knew what they were doing and they had to. Just so they threw people off the scent. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Steelers get a field goal. It's 24-17. Well, at least they're still in it. 73rd minute, 1-0 Pyramids. Maybe that's why. They couldn't just make it seem one-score game. Well, technically, yeah, that would be a one-point game if you think about it. Cross in. Auckland clears. We need a defensive stop. But then again, Lions bounce back game. I'm not surprised. Ball crossed in. Header, goal! A header goal for Pyramids makes it 2-0, and that's the game. That's going to do it. 2-0. Well, see if there was an offside there. The more they show it, the more I think it was. Header, and that's a goal for Marwan Hamdi. The substitution scores. The substitute scores. It's 2-0 Pyramids, and that's going to do it. Marwan Hamdi gets the header. And I think El Karti, nope. Assist from that's going to do it. 75th minute. $2-0. Patriots are winning. Good. Let me see my predictions. What I pick. I picked Carolina over Arizona. Yes. I'm sure Bryce Young's going to be better than he was last week. Yeah. Lobo and Vale coming on for Auckland City, but they're pretty much cooked at this point. And the Blue Jays have scored 3 more runs. 8-2 Toronto Blue Jays. They will sweep the Orioles unless some crazy shit happens. The Blue Jays will sweep the Orioles as long as some crazy shit doesn't happen. 6 defensive outs away from beating the Baltimore Orioles. And they still have not gotten any outs this inning against them offensively. Mariners may sweep the Angels today. And also, here's the funny part. The Mariners might just be leading the AL West. '77th minute. That was an interesting fight. I have to say, Bud Crawford had Canelo just beat. I do think Canelo got 1 round. I think it was 11 out of 12. I agree with the unofficial scorecard. That's how I would have scored it. But Bud Crawford won 11 out of 12 rounds. I did not expect it to be that far apart. Like, it was pretty apparent by like round 4 that if Canelo didn't knock out Crawford, he was not winning last night. It was impossible. It was apparent by round 4 that he had to knock him out. He had to knock him out. Whether that be a TKO, he was out on his feet, or he went down. He had to knock him out. That's how dominant that match was. It was apparent by round 4, Canelo had to knock him out, find a way to knock him out. And he just never could. Like, I heard about Crawford in passing. I've heard his name before. I never saw him fight. But that guy's 38-0 for a reason and never been knocked down for a reason. That dude damn good. He's a damn good fighter. Damn good boxer. Dude is a freaking absolute missile. A ballistic missile when it comes to a fighter. Like, that was amazing. That was amazing. Yeah, I did not expect that, but I'm happy for the Mariners. I thought the Astros had a good little cushion there. The Patriots gave away a 70-yard punt return touchdown. Oh, come on. Jesus. 79th minute, 11 minutes to go, 2-0 Pyramids. They're easily going to go on to face Al Ahly Saudi Club in 9 days' time. So we're going to be right back to this, not this upcoming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. '80th minute. It was a good entrance, yeah. Because that's not his style, one. He's more of a punch, rest, punch guy. Crawford, I think, shook him early. Like, I don't think, like, Crawford went balls to the wall early. Like, he just started throwing shot after shot after shot. Like, the first round was a little bit of a feeling out process, but really, Crawford, I don't think Canelo expected Crawford to be, like, he wanted to make a statement. Like, I think Canelo was more focused on keeping his never been knocked down record. That's why I think he was focused on, especially after he got rocked. And I think the styles just didn't mesh. I mean, you had a southpaw versus orthodox when it came to boxing style, and hell, it led to a freaking accidental headbutt. So, you know, I think it was just the styles didn't. Fins up 26-23 Patriots late fourth quarter. So, yep, of course. We can't beat Miami. Miami legitimately looked so horrible last week, but now the Patriots are down to Miami. Now do you see why I freaking bandwagon the Steelers? Jesus Christ. 9-2 Blue Jays. Touchdown Seahawks, that's going to do it. Well, they both going to lose tonight, so hey, there you go. Do I really care? No, I don't. Not about the late matches, no. 82nd minute. I watch Sunday night, though, but other than that, I really don't care about the late matches. So, either way. Canelo came out looking for a friend. Bud came out seeking to destroy and end him. Yeah, pretty much. He thought it was going to be a Jake Paul fight. Canelo thought it was going to be a Jake Paul fight. He didn't realize it was going to be a real fight. I think that legit was the case. Like, I thought Canelo probably heard Netflix. Oh, so this is going to be a bullshit fight? It's just going to be an exhibition? Okay, I'll sign up for that. Oh, and Saudi's going to pay me a whole shitload of money? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, Bud Crawford was like, no, F that, man. This is a fight. I ain't Jake Paul. And I think Bud Crawford was right to do that. He took down a legend without knocking him out. He might as well knocked him out, but that was so dominant, I think he probably should have knocked him out. I think, actually, that fight was so dominant for Bud Crawford that, honestly, him not knocking Canelo out made it worthwhile. That going the distance and the absolute ass-kicking Bud Crawford put on Canelo, I think that gives Bud Crawford more of a notoriety than just knocking him out. He won by unanimous decision, and he beat the shit out of him without knocking him out. And went the whole way. It was a whole dominant fight, except for maybe one round that maybe leaned Canelo. I'm not saying that was a dominant round for him, but, you know. Eagles, Chiefs, the big one, the late window. And I'll keep an eye on the score. Maybe I'll put it on Red Zone. Maybe I will, just to put it on there. Wait, the Patriots, they score? Did the Patriots score? Yes! 30-27 New England. Let's go. Now, don't screw it up. 10-2 Blue Jays. And it's 3-0 Pyramids. That is definitely the game. 3-0 for Pyramids. Zico scores the goal. Mustafa Zico. Let's see what it was. He takes the shot. Absolutely through traffic. The ball plays to Zico. He steps up and steals it from a defender and then just pots it home. Beautiful. And that is 3-0 for Pyramids. They will move on. Now, this is about the scoreline I would have expected with a game of an ass-kicking they've given. That sounds about right. Now, you do realize the Chiefs lost to the Chargers, right? They're 0-1. You mean the Chiefs are going, 0-2. Got it. The Chiefs are going 0-2. You have it in the wrong order. So, 85th minute. Pyramids up 3-0. Hmm. 85th minute. Okay. 86th minute. 3-0. Zico scores for Pyramids. And we have 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And Pyramids will advance to play Al Ali Saudi Club in Saudi Arabia in 9 days' time for the African Asian Pacific Cup. Excuse me. Will we have an Egyptian team move on to the Challenger Cup once again? Or will we have a Saudi club move on and play the CONMEBOL CONCACAF champion or the champion of that game? We'll find out. Pyramids absolutely kicking the ass of Auckland City, and now it's making a lot of sense. 11-2 Blue Jays, by the way. 11-2 Blue Jays. Yeah, they're going to win this game. It's called a sweep. Thank you, Dillon. 88th minute. The Blue Jays are sweeping the Orioles. You love to see it. Man, the Blue Jays are going to be in the playoffs before you know it. '88th minute. I agree with that. I'll agree with that. I think Jalen's better than Mahomes. I'll agree with that. Yeah. Well, he never left, I would say. I mean, he still had his moments last week. It's like he wasn't like Sam Darnold wasn't even where did he play? He wasn't Jets Darnold last week. I think he legit is a good quarterback. Like, I legit think '89th minute. '90th minute. Blocked away. See how much stoppage time we get. Make sure you do Sabal versus Juventus stick highs. I think I am. I have to check, but if it's this week, I'm doing it. If it's the next 2 weeks, I think it may just get preempted by quarterfinal ties the Central American Cup, depending on how that lands. But either way. Or wait, is it Tuesday? If it's Tuesday, I could without doing a review. No, that's not. That's next week. So we'll see what happens. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Cavalier Defense Force on Wednesday is what I'm doing. Robin Hood, I think I'm doing both on September. No, I'm doing Robin Hood O&M on Thursday. Okay. Vancouver and Forge on Tuesday. It's not this week, so. Yeah, but it's a knockout stage versus a group stage, so what can I do? Maybe it'll do a little bit better. It's knockout stage. Normally that I think that's happened. Seconds to go. Either way. 3-0 Pyramids, and they're about to clinch this game. Carlson cleared away. That almost was 4 offside. And 5 seconds before stoppage. And it's full time. Full time, it is 3-0 for Pyramids. They will advance to play Al Ali Saudi Club in 9 days. Auckland City are eliminated. This might be the final ever time we see them in FIFA competition, unless they ever get added to the OFC Professional League. If that happens, we might see them again. But for now, that was a bad way to go out if you're Auckland City. They never had a shot in hell, even though for a while it looked like they did. For a while it looked like they did. Giants 23-20 Dallas, Bears 14-45 Lions, Seahawks 31-17 Steelers, Bills 30, Jets 3, Bengals 24-27 Jaguars. Man, Isaiah must be happy about that one. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. Congratulations to Pyramids. Commiserations to Auckland City. We have our first advancement, and it will be an Egyptian team versus a Saudi Arabian team in 9 days for the African Asian Pacific Cup, to see who goes to the Challenger Cup to play the winner of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, or Cruz Azul versus Libertadores winner. We're going to find out. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you.